all invited guests of Gangtok, Honorable Chief Minister, the Speaker, Cabinet Ministers, Chairman of State Bank, Secretary, DFS, Chairman SIDBI, Chairman NABARD. I in particular want to thank all the bank officials who have been here prior to my coming, just to make sure every organized event is well planned. As was mentioned earlier, this is my second trip within a year. When I say within a year, I'm talking about a calendar, not even a calendar year. It's not even a fiscal year. We tend to think it's within a year. The last visit was in February sometime. And so in the calendar year of 23, yes. This visit is into 24, so it's not within the calendar year, and it's also not within the financial year, February being the financial year. But temptingly, it makes you feel as if you've just come within a couple of months before. But before I speak, I take this opportunity to bow my head in respect and also in remembering all those who lost their lives, and I share my grievance with those who have lost their properties in the devastating glacial lake overflow flooding that happened in October. May their souls rest in peace, and hopefully those who lost their properties will get it back in some form or the other sooner, and you'll be able to stand up and do your business on your own. My prayers for that. The last time that I was here, I want to ask, you okay with my English or should I talk in Hindi? My Hindi is funny a bit. If you don't mind, I can speak in my broken Hindi, but whichever you prefer. Are you okay with English?
Yes.
All right. See, the last time I had come, in February 23, the number of accounts, meaning number of beneficiaries who had some benefit out of the credit outreach program were 1,721 people, 21 account holders. And the amount dispersed at that time was 107 crores. Whereas now, when we are holding it in January, early January 24, the total number of beneficiaries are 3,828, and the total amount getting dispersed today is 402 crores. I'm extremely happy that the banks have reached out to so many people, and people living in Sikkimese have benefited by this outreach. But before I go into saying, oh, great work done to banks, I also want to tell you that historically, for some good reason I'm sure, the presence of banks in Sikkim has always been very high compared to the rest of the country. I want to highlight the fact that this was mentioned by Vivek Joshi, the Secretary DFS. Sikkim has 32 bank branches, 36 ATMs for every lakh population. For 1 lakh population, Sikkim has 32 branches and 36 ATMs. Gangtok alone has 43 bank branches and 58 ATMs per lakh population. You've grappled with those numbers, right? Now I'm telling you all India figures, the national average. What did I say for Sikkim? 32 bank branches for every 1 lakh population. All India average is 14 bank branches for every lakh population. So just imagine the density of presence of banks in Sikkim. Now Gangtok, 43 bank branches What is the All India average? 14 bank branches. Why am I saying this? I am saying this because women, the youth, should maximum utilize banking facility. Today, banks are just not for keeping your money safe and earning some interest out of it. They're also there to lend you money so that you can do your business wherever you are. Now, in the lending of business, there are various categories through which they give you loan for building a house, buying your scooter, buying your car, or some retail business that you're doing, and so on. But more than that, banks also lend on schemes which are government schemes, which have some terms and conditions which are beneficial to the people. Just take 3 different loans which come through in the name of schemes for the people, which is a Government of India scheme. So what if it's Government of India scheme? It is the 3 that I am quoting before you are Government of India schemes where you don't need to give any guarantee. You just go and say, I need loan under Mudra, I am doing this business or I am starting this business, so will you please provide me the loan? And normally when you go and ask loan in a bank, the bank tends to ask you for, give me some security, give me some paper, or give me some gold, or keep a fixed deposit in my account, in my bank. None of that. Because in these 3 schemes of Government of India, the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji, himself has said, I am the guarantee, go give the loan to the people. So these 3 important schemes are PM Mudra, where you have 3 levels of getting the loans, PM Swanidhi, where if you are selling some products, you are a street vendor, or you have some shop, very small shop, which is temporary shop, alright, or if it is a small permanent shop also, if the urban local body says that you have been in this street doing this business, you are entitled to get a loan from the bank. PM Swanidhi. And the third is, everywhere there is a branch of a bank. It can be State Bank of India, it can be Indian Overseas Bank, it can be Punjab National Bank, it can be UCO Bank, anything. Wherever there is a branch of a bank, SCs, STs and women should be given loans for the innovative work that they want to do or business that they want to do, like the way we have a special startup related program. So, okay, I'm hearing my own voice. So then, a comparison between startup and stand-up is, startup tends to be where lots of startups have settled business, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Noida and so on. You still, if you have a startup that you've started up here, you'll still have the SIDBI through the banks giving you a startup related money. So use the banks for very many different things for which they are here. But when I looked at the various loans that are being given by banks, I'm happy to see the largest beneficiary. I'm basing my data on what is being distributed today. So the largest loan which is going is in the name of retail business. So retail businesses get 121.94 crores. Today you'll get checks for that. And the next highest is MSME related loans. But what I find is KCC crop loans don't get much. Probably they're getting covered even otherwise. Animal husbandry and fisheries loan not getting much. Other agri loans are also not in comparison getting much. Between the 3 category agri loans, other agri loans are getting some money. So even the SHGs don't seem to get a lot. I would urge the state government to ensure that the SHGs are given a lot of awareness about what they can benefit from if they approach the banks, and SHGs to approach banks and get your financial assistance, loans in such a way that you're able to build your business. And I would think SHGs have a very big role to play. One, because PM has announced PM Vishwakarma. People who do work with their own hands, the traditional artwork that you do, the woodwork that you do, the carpets that you weave, all these are categories which are otherwise eligible, specifically under Vishwakarma or not, will have to be checked because they are defined 18 categories. But people, artisans, who do work with their hands and use small tools to make that, are all going to be eligible under Vishwakarma, and I would think that is a very important facility with which local artwork, local creative crafts can all be built up. And also, local is given an emphasis from the point of view of one district, one product. I'm sure Sikkim government has chosen to announce some products from each of the districts which again can be supported by creating common facilities through banks, and with that you will be able to export to markets through e-marketing also. Because today the open network for digital commerce is a facility which Sikkim youth can use it, and that itself will give you access to the global markets. Aspirational districts in Sikkim. Again, a point on which I would like to emphasize. SIDBI, I think, has given 22 lakhs under CSR for a mobile medical unit which will be operating in West Sikkim in the aspirational district. Similarly, grants also given by SIDBI will be supportive of activities in some of the areas with some kind of a society, I think, with whom they are working. I think it's called Siliguri Institute of Notion and Information Society. Big name. So with them they will be helping micro entrepreneurs, artisans, self-help groups, and these will promote products and help marketing as well. So that is a very important initiative. And similarly, today 3.2 lakhs are being distributed out of a total grant of 20 lakhs to Bhavishya Bharat for creation of 500 micro enterprises in Sikkim, which I think is a very important initiative, because it's one thing to have big units, but locally, given the terrain of Sikkim, if there are small initiatives, small micro initiatives which are supported by institutions like SIDBI, you can have local ecosystems flourishing, and that's what we want to encourage in states like Sikkim, which have the hilly topography with which logistics become too difficult. There are interventions which NABARD were to join me to do tomorrow, which I'm unfortunately going to have to postpone. I'll have to come back to do that. I took the kind permission of Honorable Chief Minister, because he was very cooperative and helpful to get that sorted out in am I pronouncing right? Gyalsing district. And I was also to visit Nathang tomorrow, but unfortunately I'll have to come back because I'm returning tomorrow itself. But that visit to the border village, which Honorable Prime Minister has been very keen, and he calls, according to him, they are not the last villages. Actually, India begins from there. If you were to approach, that's the first village, and then crossing that you come to rest of the country. So that first village, Nathang, am I pronouncing it right? Nathang is where I was to be tomorrow, where a few tourism-based initiatives were to be supported by SBI and in its CSR funding initiative. So I will certainly come back to do it. I'm keen that that area's tourism is developed, and I was grateful that the CM approved of that thought, and we shall be taking it forward. Other than that, money dispersed under each of the scheme, because I want to highlight the fact that if Honorable Prime Minister Modi has given a word, he keeps it up. And that is why we are very clearly calling them Modi Ki Guarantee. Modi Ki Guarantee, I am reading out 10 guarantees which have had an impact on Sikkim, particularly in Gangtok and also the whole of Sikkim. I would like to highlight Jan Dhan accounts as a guarantee given by Prime Minister for financial inclusion. Gangtok alone has 42,801 Jan Dhan accounts. Sikkim in total has 88,619 Jan Dhan account. Financial inclusion mein Modi ki guarantee. Then you go, and interestingly, in Jan Dhan accounts, in Sikkim, 53% are women accounts. So the 88,619, 53% are women. And in Gangtok, for 42,801 Jan Dhan accounts, has 51% all women accounts. Now, I told you about the collateral-free loans that you can take. PM Mudra, Sikkim has 1,313 crore dispersed to 1.43 lakh beneficiaries, and in that 42% are women. Gangtok alone has PM Mudra 772 crore dispersed, and in that 92,820 beneficiaries have benefited, of whom 52% are women. Stand Up India, I described it, 39 crores have been dispersed in entire Sikkim. 545 entrepreneurs have benefited from it. And in Gangtok alone, 32 crores have been dispersed. 438 entrepreneurs have benefited. Again, 34% women. PM Swanidhi, which is particularly for people who are vending things, street vendors, small little shop owners. In that, 1,039 street vendors, 1039 street vendors have benefited in Sikkim. 72% are women. Whilst in Gangtok alone, 546 street vendors have benefited. In the Gangtok Municipal Corporation area, 263 street vendors, of whom 73% are women. Honorable Chief Minister spoke about the Bima Yojana. I'll just explain to you the numbers. They are fascinating. PM Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana. Sikkim as a whole has 1.08 lakh enrollments. I just want to bring the context. PM Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, all India, per lakh population, 12,401 people get enrolled. All over India, average per lakh is 12,401. This is Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, which is a life insurance scheme. In Sikkim, the per lakh, which for all India is 12,401, is 17,710. 1.08 lakh enrollments in Sikkim, 47,000 people enrollment in Gangtok. PM Suraksha Bima Yojana, 2.17 lakh enrollments in Sikkim, 95,000 enrollments in Gangtok alone. Atal Pension Yojana, which gives you money when you're 60 and above. 34,000 subscribers to that, and 15,625 subscribers in Gangtok alone. I'll quickly move over to talking about Har Ghar Jal Ki Guarantee. So Modi ji's guarantee that you'll get water through piped connections in every house. 46,514 tap water connections have been provided in Sikkim alone. 8,794 tap water connections in Gangtok alone have been provided. Modi ki guarantee. Now, rural households with tap water connections. What I said earlier was the urban total for Sikkim and urban for Gangtok. Share of rural households for water. By December 2023, which is the last month, 88% rural households have been covered in Sikkim. PM Modi ki guarantee, water going into the rural households through pipe connections. In Gangtok alone by December, 96% households have been covered. I am talking about Gangtok rural areas. Housing is another Modi ki guarantee. I want to underline PM Awas Yojana, which is Grameen. Sikkim has been given 1,400 houses. They have all been sanctioned. Gangtok alone, 79 houses have been sanctioned. Grameen. PM Awas Urban, 594 houses have been given in Sikkim, sanctioned. 347 houses have been sanctioned in Gangtok alone. Swachhata ki guarantee. Swachh Bharat Mission. Sikkim, 17,577 households have had toilets constructed under the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Gangtok alone has received 1,925 households which have had toilets constructed. Now, Swasthya ki guarantee, where you get Ayushman Bharat card, you can have treatment, paperless treatment, cashless treatment in hospitals for 5 lakh within a year. That's the guarantee which comes with Ayushman Bharat. Sikkim has been given 62,150 beneficiaries. 62,150 beneficiaries. And Gangtok alone received 17,811 beneficiaries. A small detail is Jan Aushadhi Kendras. 6 Kendras all over Sikkim. 5 Kendras just in Gangtok. It gives you at least 60% cheaper medicines because they are all generic medicines and not branded. For lifestyle diseases like diabetes or blood pressure, and for other life-saving medicines, you still get 60% lesser in terms of cost of medicine. Ujjwala mission. Sikkim had been given LPG cylinders, 13,795. Gangtok alone received 5,739. I'll come to the last two so that I don't continue with my monologue. Food security ki guarantee through the Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana. 3.82 lakh beneficiaries in Sikkim who get 5 kgs of grains free of charge. Even the state government doesn't have to spend in logistics or lifting the grain from the Food Corporation of India, which earlier was the scheme. Now, neither the state government nor the beneficiary pays anything at all. And 3.82 lakhs have been benefiting from it, whilst in Gangtok alone, 1.53 lakh people get free grains. And lastly, Kisan ko Samman Wali guarantee. Kisan Samman Nidhi. 10,666 farmers get 2,000 rupees each time the PM presses a button. Annually, 6,000 rupees per farmer is given and 10,666 farmers in Sikkim get it. In Gangtok alone, this number is 3320, 3,320 farmers get this. So, I won't take more of your time by speaking about guarantees and so on. The attention the central government gives to the hill states and particularly to the northeast, I quickly will recall that the first airport for Pakyong in Sikkim was constructed in 2018. It was aimed to also have Krishi Udans from there. Then you have the smart city missions which have identified Gangtok and also Namchi. Swadesh Darshan program, projects worth 193.37 crores have been sanctioned under that scheme. And also the recent flood, of course, the Honorable Chief Minister submitted his representation to me. Earlier he has given his representation also to the Honorable Home Minister. I'm sure all of us together will be able to do something concrete to once again revive Sikkim in spite of all this recent devastating floods. I wish the state all the very best. There is immense scope and potential for you to build strength from strength to strength. You've shown immense skills in your youth. I assure you the Indian banking system and also the refinancing institutions like NABARD and also SIDBI will come of help in building Sikkim back again to what it should be, the beautiful state with beautiful people. Thank you very much.